What's up, Stu?
Hello, Jim and Susan.
What's up, Susan?
Hello, everyone.
So, we weren't originally intending on doing, because this is supposed to be Genie Week, and Susan reminded me that we weren't supposed to do this, but Stu texted me this morning talking about some stuff, and I was like, hey, let's do one impromptu anyway and see if anybody shows up. So, Stu, tell
Yes.
us tell us what precipitated this podcast today.
Well, first of all, you said, hey, we didn't have it on the schedule. Do you want to do one? And I'm like, sure, let's do it. What are we
Oh,
going to
Jude
talk
comes
about?
out now.
What we
Interesting.
he asked me. He asked me, do y'all want to do one?
I wanted to do demos.
Right. And I said, well, we can't go wrong with Genie walkthroughs. I think
Right.
that is a no-brainer. That's what we should do whenever we can't think of something. Let's walk through some genies. Or even when we can think of something, let's walk through some genies.
And since this is Genie Week and I have a new genie that I made, I needed the opportunity to make the walkthrough. And that was the impetus for asking Stu if he wanted to jump on, because this makes me actually do the demos other than putting them off, which is what I
Yes.
would normally do.
That's
I mean,
cool.
honest to God, the only way those things get done is if I have a deadline.
Actually, I was saying I was going to just take the mastermind, because now that I figured out how to chop blocks out from the straight thing in Vimeo and just go and slide it on in.
Yeah, but
Mm.
that
But it
demo
wasn't
wasn't,
technically for that.
but that demo actually wasn't all that great either. It was
It was a
kind of,
start. It's
it,
better than nothing.
right. But yes. And this will be my second shot at it. Plus, we can make everybody's mouths water at the thing. So, but okay. So then you said, Stu,
We need to have a minimum standard of doing something every day when you are like you have no time to do your normal traditional day.
what is
What are you going to
normal?
do for your daily minimum standard?
Okay. And define what is minimum standard. Does that mean you're a wussy and you do something crappy and say that it was done, or you do something good, it just happens to be quicker or better? Define that.
Yes, it is. Put it this way. I
Okay.
got the idea when you texted me and I was in the middle of making a decision to walk or run.
Yeah.
And I took a few things into account. I did a warm up, still wasn't feeling great. Calves tight, hamstrings tight, lower back a little stiff. And I said, you know what? I'm going to walk, and every park bench I see, I'm going to stretch and do some squats. That is my workout today. Instead of running 5 miles up and down hills and doing all that stuff, I'm going to walk 5 miles and just take a little more time doing it. So that was something I had time to do because I had it blocked out. But it, as far as intensity wise, it was a minimum standard versus staying in bed and not doing anything.
Okay. So some sort of a minimum performance level that, yes, I should go out and set the world on fire today, but for whatever reason, it ain't happening, but I still can't just stay in bed or do nothing, because then I'll die poor and alone.
Now, what's
Yeah.
the recommendation to not stay at the minimum standard then? Because it'll be easy just to devolve and stay there instead of push yourself to go
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
oh,
I mean, I didn't have it in me today to push myself to hit that hill and run. Because I know from previous years of doing so, I wind up pulling a calf muscle and I can't run for 3 weeks. And I just know I can feel my body doing that. So,
yeah.
so anyway, I came up with a few ideas for you. In fact, I sent it to you in text and I said, my ideas are this, Jim. We need to come up with like 5 different ideas to do when you have no time to do it, right?
Yeah.
You have to just pick one of them. Pick one
Yeah.
of 5. And it
Okay.
started off as simple as, you know what, Jim, I got to clean my office. My office is a freaking mess. If I just give myself 5-10 minutes to clean my office, I'll be a little more organized, be able to come back hit the next day stronger. Okay. The
So
other one,
can I iterate? Can I just interject one quick thing
of
that
course.
I instinctively I do, but then I heard you say it, and then I was like, it's okay. And so when you want to do something like that, and you're going to give yourself 5 minutes, use your stopwatch.
Ah,
And I or use a timer on your phone, because like the other day, I'll give you a good example. This isn't a 5 minute example, but we needed to switch out the mattress on the bed. We were Terry had bought this. Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus, honey. She watches these. Bought this really expensive mattress that she had slept on one time, not the same mattress from the hotel, but the same brand. Switched it out,
I've done the same thing.
and then was like, wow, this thing kind of sucks, but we're going to suck it up because we spent all this money on the thing, even though we've been sleeping on sleep number beds for the last 20 years. Okay. And so I'm like going along with it, going along with it. Finally, one day, I mean, her knees hurt and her shoulders hurt and everything's hurting. I'm like, we're switching the mattress back. Now, the mattress is heavy. Terry can't help me with it. I'm like, screw it, dude. I'm giving myself 1 hour to get this mattress out of this house, over into the garage neatly, out of the way, grab everything to reassemble the sleep number bed, and have the entire thing, the entire operation from start to finish done in less than 60 minutes. And so Terry said something. I can't talk. I'm on the clock. She says, "Oh crap, you and Stu with that damn stopwatch." So Stu, I got the entire thing done in 58 minutes and 46 seconds. So
See,
there's some magic
there
to when
is.
when there's something you know you got to do, or you don't want to do, or you don't feel like doing it. If you just start the stopwatch, that and give yourself 5 minutes to get as far and as fast as you can, you'll have so much momentum that sometimes it's just a question of getting the momentum going. So I was just saying,
No,
that
I love that.
stopwatch thing, you know,
That's great. Yeah, if I spent 5 minutes on a stopwatch cleaning my desk at office, I'll be so
right,
much better for yeah.
right.
Another one is if you don't have a lot of time to do anything, pick two administrative things to do. Process orders, um, package goods to be shipped.
Clean up your email box.
Yeah, clean out your email box. Yeah, just little things like that. Just to get something done, and it may clear your mind because there's a lot of clutter going on sometimes when you have these rush for time and you got so much to do but you can't do it, and
Right.
just start ticking some of these off.
Do you ever use a stopwatch or anything, Susan, to like give yourself a specific amount of time to do something, and this is all it's going to get?
Workout wise, yes, I should do that work wise. But I get fixated on things and like figuring out how to get the new affiliate program set up. That I really couldn't put myself in that, but there's other things I could.
Yeah, I mean
Get
that's
that
not a
on.
yeah, that's obviously not like a five. It's a done when it's done type thing. But
Right.
one of
you
the things, go ahead.
you want to hear one of my last things to do
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I did today,
yeah,
because I'm kind of in that mode of like got to get something done but I got other stuff to do,
yeah.
is I went to a Genie that I had not used and I tested it out.
Uh-oh, which Genie was that?
Um, Customer Journey
Oh, okay.
Genie, and that spit out something that I am now making an article,
Yeah.
and then I took the journey steps that it gave me and I put those into the super blog post Genie,
Oh, snap.
and
Okay.
now I got a really nice step-by-step instruction
Oh, crap,
for
dude.
the journey of my avatar, and
Uh,
it's a really good article.
Holy crap.
That's
Genie
almost like a
hacking.
Genie hacking thing we could share
That's
with the
yeah, we
group.
need to talk about that for Genie hacking next time.
Yeah, I'll
That
do
that
the walkthrough on that with people, but yeah, this was fun.
customer journey Genie to blog post. Yeah, I like that. We'll put that. We're having our planning meeting after this. That helps fill in the blank for what that topic is. That I never thought of that. And I need to play around with since it's still Genie Week.
Yeah.
I've been trying to think about how I could translate all the avatar variables into a story, like to create a narrative for the genie. Not, there is one, I mean, for the avatar, there is one at the bottom of course, of the avatar profile, but I want to see if I can make the genie tell a story about that. I got to play with that. Okay.
Hey, I got one more.
Okay.
So I went to Genie Chat.
Yeah.
Okay. Which I'd never done before. This is my first time on Genie Chat. So,
Okay.
and I just, told it who I was and the things that you have to do for Genie Chat. Just a few questions, little prompts.
Yeah.
And then I said, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to ask the genie? And I said, who is Stu Smith?
Yeah.
Navy SEAL, author, CSCS.
You told it that, or it told you that?
I told it that.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
And then I hit the button, and it gave me a paragraph that is now probably going to be a social media bio.
Huh. Okay.
Want me read it?
Yeah.
Just take a second. Stu Smith, CSCS, Navy SEAL, and author's a pioneer in tactical fitness. His experience and expertise has revolutionized how we approach physical training for candidates and recruits preparing for military and law enforcement professions. That's just the first paragraph. Stu Smith, a committed tactical fitness writer, has spearheaded the development of practical, results-oriented workout programs that are indispensable for getting accepted into high-intensity careers. His methods have been proven to deliver tangible results for individuals striving to enhance their strength, endurance, and overall performance.
Wow.
That's
pretty
paragraph.
good.
That's paragraph 2. You want to hear 3?
Pretty good. Well, of course, I am waiting with bated breath.
Now remember, this is Genie Chat telling me this, so I'm like, okay. Damn, Genie Chat.
Wait till you see the new genie that I just made.
Oh, I can't wait. Stu Smith's writing style is engaging and compelling. He draws readers in with his wealth of knowledge and personal experiences. His passion for fitness shines through, inspiring others to take charge of their physical well-being and achieve their goals. Whether you're a seasoned veteran or starting your fitness journey, Stu Smith's insights and guidance are invaluable. Trust in his expertise. You'll see improvements and you will enhance your physical capabilities and mental fortitude. Embrace the challenge and let Stu Smith help you achieve the extraordinary. So that was Genie Chat with me saying, who is Stu Smith?
I think it's great. Now, question, you used to play the trumpet, right? I thought so, because you're great at tooting your own horn, Mr. Smith.
I did not toot nothing. That was Genie Chat.
That's good stuff, man.
Genie Chat telling me I could not write that.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I really couldn't.
That's good stuff. Hey,
I don't write well about myself. That's why that's why I do the wizards. That's why I do the genies, because between the sales copy and the bios that are involved in that, I am not good at doing.
You're awesome, Stu. Let me show you something, interesting. You're like, I never used that one, or I never used that one, or I never saw that one. Why? Because we keep adding cool stuff. In fact, Stu, one way to build momentum if you're having trouble getting going is to maybe look at how far you've come.
Ooh, cool.
Come on. How cool was that?
Way cool.
Dude, when I saw that and when we sat down and thought about all the stuff that we have done and the whole team has worked their butts off so hard over the last year with everything changing so fast, it's pretty cool what we've done, and it's even more exciting what's coming down the pike. So
Yeah.
some really neat stuff that we have done. And a large part of that owes to Susan, because there's no way we would have done this if she hadn't been busting her hump and moved the site twice and upgraded stuff. So Susan's awesome. Thank
Sweet.
you, Susan, and
Nice work.
all the team, including Stu and other coaches and stuff. Really good stuff. So, a couple things I was thinking about that we should talk about or could talk about. Um, when somebody comes into the universe of CopyAndContent.AI, everybody's at different levels. Everybody's at, some people have a book, some people want a book, somebody have a course and want a course, some like writing sales letters, some have no clue, others just, they're all across the board. But what is the one thing that everybody has in common that we all have to deal with on a daily, weekly, monthly basis? Email.
Emails. Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Everybody has to answer emails. Good call.
exactly. And sometimes it's kind of like in the olden times of memos, and people used to trade memos around. Now everybody just trades emails around. We replaced the word memo with email. And we
Post
all
it notes.
post-it notes,
Yeah.
reminder notes, memos, reports, all
Faxes.
that stuff. What's that?
Faxes.
Oh.
Faxes. Oh man, I was hell on wheels with a fax machine.
Yeah.
Uh,
I could spam people with a fax machine.
Absolutely, I did it. I had people telling me to stop sending faxes and stuff. Take us off your list. Woo! Could feel the anyway. I also made a lot of money from faxes. Anyway, point is, we all got to write emails, and writing emails is a pain in the butt. Whether you're writing emails to follow up with somebody, if you're writing an email to approach somebody, if you're writing emails to answer somebody's question, if you're just email. Now, some emails, I mean, I've seen emails fall into a couple categories. One, I can just, rattle off a quick little reply. But some emails, you want to approach somebody, you want to initiate contact with someone, you want to give a thoughtful follow up or send a thoughtful email. Those emails can take a while to put together. And when we're trying to write them, usually we're probably stressed out, under caffeinated, um, short on time, and
Overcaffeinated.
or do we know anyone who ever gets over caffeinated?
Not at all. His wife makes him drink diet. I mean, decaffeinated.
Yes, but I have no adult supervision over here at the world headquarters, so my
You think
mix
you don't
is
have adult supervision over there. I'm going to argue otherwise. There's some semblance of somewhere. You just don't know it.
wow.
Hmm.
Mainly because she has a video camera on me at all times, like the zoo. Anyway, we digress. Email can take up a lot of time. And all you got to do is just have a couple, 3 emails a week that you're either doing wrong or not doing. And that's a whole lot of time when you project that over the course of a year. But what if I could just save you an hour a week of writing emails? I can do a lot more than that, but if I could just save you an hour a week, that's 52 weeks a year. Multiply that time whatever your hourly rate is. If your hourly rate is $100 an hour, okay, which ain't much anymore,
Hmm.
$100 an hour, your billable rate, that is $5,200. See, it's not the big wounds, it's the death by 1,000 cuts. So let me show you probably the tool that I use the absolute most, and that is the email composer Genie. This is the one that you can use for pretty much anything. And I just used it this morning, as a matter of fact, to write an email that would have taken me, would have taken me like 10 minutes to write if I was trying to write it from scratch, but I was able to just bust it out real quick. And then I'm going to show you one of my little time hacks here. But the email composer genie is basically a genie that helps you write emails directed either to a group of people or to a specific person. So even if you don't have a list, you can use this to create emails that you're just sending to people. So we're gonna do something here. I'm gonna click new project, and let's say that I wanted to approach Stu Smith about a business idea, okay? Or we'll just use Stu as the example. Now, I'm going to show you another hack that I use. I use this little free plugin for my for Chrome. It's called Voice in Speech to Text Dictation. And this is how I burn through these genies really quick. Watch this, Stu. Jim Edwards, Stu Smith, ask if you'd like to be a guest on my podcast. Stu, I've been a longtime fan of you and your books. I think that what you do is absolutely amazing in how you serve the people. I would love to have you as a guest on my podcast. I also have a quick idea I'd like to run by you about how I think I could get you 35 to 40% increase in the sales of your ebooks. Hit me back and let me know if we can have a quick coffee chat over Zoom about the podcast interview as well as my idea to increase your sales. I've helped other people make a small tweak that has massively increased their ebook sales as well and would love to share it with you. All right, so I don't know how long that took, but it took just a second. I'm going to do friendly. I'll do Entrepreneur Magazine. I'll do active, beginner, first person. I'm not worried about I'll do DI and then I'll do Jim Edwards. So I'll just write the first one. So y'all can be the judge of whether this is any good or not. Invitation to be a guest on my podcast. Dear Stu, I hope this email finds you well. I wanted to reach out and let you know I've been a longtime fan of your work, particularly books. I think what you do is absolutely amazing, and the way you serve people is truly inspiring. I'd love to have you as a guest on my podcast to discuss your book's career and the impact you've made on the community and niche. And I have a quick idea that I'd like to run by you about how I think I could help increase the sales of your ebooks by 35 to 40%. Can we have a quick coffee chat over Zoom to discuss the podcast interview and my thoughts on increasing your book sales? I've helped others make small tweaks that have massively increased their ebook sales. Would love to share these. Please hit me back. Let me know if you're interested in discussing this further. I truly believe this would be a great opportunity for both of us to collaborate. Sincerely, Jim. P.S. I truly believe I can make a significant impact on increasing your ebook sales and would love to discuss it further over a quick coffee chat. Let's make it happen. How much time did that save me writing that email? Even if it was just 10 minutes, 10 minutes compounded over days and weeks and others. This is just one of the practical things that this can do. Okay, it can do a little polish pass. But if all you did as a new member of CopyAndContent.AI, as you were coming in, if all you did was every day just start using this as you were learning the other stuff and applying it, this membership is going to pay for itself many times over within a month or two. So that to me was just a quick win. Comments, Susan, Stu?
I have one. I mean, I know you did show a business one here, but there are going to be people that get people concerned because they don't have a list, don't feel like anybody to reach out to.
Okay. But I mean, that wasn't a list.
No,
That
it
was
wasn't.
reaching
It was a
out.
business.
Well,
Right.
that was reaching out to somebody that, I mean, in this case, probably didn't even know. I mean, that was it could be anybody. Um, so I mean, yes, you could use this email. You could use the email Composer Genie to create an email that you could send to your quote unquote list, but you also can use it to create an email to send to a single person.
Oh yeah.
Um, and the email teaser genie in there also could help you create emails to send to your list. Now, another thing though, let's say you were contacting people through um, LinkedIn or Facebook or something like that. Now, is this kind of long for sending a message to somebody through LinkedIn or Facebook or something like that? Maybe, but maybe you missed this where I um, hit the polish pass. And now let's say you were on LinkedIn and you wanted to reach out to somebody. And I know that everybody will give you their opinion as to what's appropriate or not, but this has the basics of reaching out to somebody on social media. Hey, join my podcast, or hey, Stu, I've been a fan of your books for a long time. Would love to have you as a guest. Plus, I got some ideas on how to increase your ebook sales 35 to 40%. Love to run by you. Let's chat over Zoom and make it happen. Cheers, Jim. This absolutely, I would be perfectly comfortable with sending to somebody on LinkedIn or even through Facebook Messenger or even as a comment. I mean, wherever I could put it to reach out to them. So this is kind of, this getting into what we do with genie hacking and stuff where, this is allegedly this is the email composer genie, but this is basically the message from one person to another genie. And one thing to Susan's point of, I don't have a list. You have contacts though. That's the thing. We all have contacts. Nobody's born with the list. And so this is a way to create effective communication quickly when you're tired, under caffeinated, over caffeinated, and need to keep it on point. So did that kind of answer what you were saying, Susan? Or
Yeah, nice. We've seen some tickets come to the help desk, just concerned about not having that and not thinking about having these other contacts that they could reach out to.
right. And good example, we had people that, oh, I don't have a list, and then they're able to leverage their contacts. You do have a list. You have a list of people that know who you are, that will take emails from you. That doesn't mean you spam them, but it means you can communicate with people. It's called networking. It's called, you know, work in the room. So this is a great tool that will help you to be able to create those communications quickly. Now, one thing that I probably could do to this at some point would be to add something to this that would take that information and turn it into a DM. That would be actually, you guys think that'd be kind of cool?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Now,
I
with
do.
the DM, would you try and have more of a? I'm so bad with DMs because it tells people when you read the message, so I usually try to not look at them just because. But like if I
Yeah.
see it come across the top something that seems like I should be paying attention to it, then I'll look.
So what, other than your distaste for DMs, what was the question?
Having something like that first bit of line that you can see in the DM, should it be something to where we'll get somebody's attention and get them to, I mean, just like an email subject
It's a
line,
hook.
actually get them to open it.
Yeah, the first line of any communication should be a hook. So that's a key right there. I mean, it's whether it is in the form of a headline, whether it's in the formal form of a subject line, or whether it's just the first words out of your mouth or the first words in a paragraph. That's the hook, those first words. So yeah, I'll play with that and see what I can come up with, because I think that would be, a cool output for this. Um, so yeah, now I'll fixate on that and It's still Genie Week.
Hey Jim, sometimes I do hear people say I don't have a list to send
Uh-huh.
emails to,
Uh-huh.
and there were decade probably I really didn't do many email list sending, but you know what I did do was personal emails. And I took them very seriously because I looked at every question someone asked me about fitness or a book or an article topic. Because in that article, I would always say, if you got questions, send them here
Yeah.
to me. Ask me a question. So I work really hard to answer all of those individual emails. So I really locked down my signature, so half of my email's done, and now all I really have to do is focus on that answer. Um, but you can really do well if you treat each email you send as a sales pitch to what you do.
Well, and I would I would say that what you made me think of and what you're talking about there, a list is just cold. A list is cold. I mean, they know who you are. All
Yes.
right. Then warm is basically to me is customers. Okay. Hot, a hot list, okay, is friends, and maybe not real friends, but somebody that you feel like you have a relationship with and they feel like they have a relationship with you. So I would rather have a few hundred people that I knew that I could email directly and say, hey, I've got this special. Would you be interested in this? As opposed to 100,000 people that really couldn't give a crap if I stopped breathing.
Hmm.
And if you look at the, like, even the local restaurant or stuff in town, Terry has, restaurant, hairdresser, other people that email her directly. These people are smart. They email Terry directly, contact her directly through Facebook. Um, the guy that runs the local smokehouse, he sells out before he even starts smoking his briskets because he contacts people directly who he has built relationships with to buy his stuff. He doesn't just spam a list of people who were interested in barbecue.
Right.
So what you're saying is you're doing it like we used to do it in the old days, where you knew people and people knew you and you stayed in communication until they were ready to do something. And when someone did communicate with you, you treated it not like, oh, some jackass who's bothering me, but
Right.
this is a potential customer who could buy from me for years to come. So it's, you don't have
Well,
to
maybe even
have a huge
changing
list.
that a little bit too, from buying from me from years to come to whom I can help and serve for years to come, furthering the relationship.
Well, and that's, yes, I can serve them if they want to be served. So it's kind of an agreement, you know, not
Right,
a,
it's
hey,
not
you want to,
stalkerism.
right, but I'm saying that's, it's not formal. Like I said to Terry, we'll been married 30 years this year, and we never, hey, we never really had that formal. Hey, you want to be my girlfriend? I want to be my. We never had that conversation. Like it just kind of, you're my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend, we're exclusive. We never had the conversation, but obviously by our behavior, each of us, that's kind of where it went. Okay. 30 years, I think it's going to work out. The point is, what you're saying, what we're all kind of saying is that if you, I'm going to make the commitment to serve these people, and the people that want to be served by me are going to come along. We're going to develop a relationship, and then, I could just email them. I mean, I've filled up very expensive things in the past just by emailing customers that I know personally and saying, hey, I'm going to do this. You want to do it? One of the shortest sales letters ever. And they're like, oh, heck yeah. Or get on a Zoom with them, talk to them for 15 minutes. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I'll do that. So it's one of those things of you want to get here. The whole purpose of this whole thing is to have relationships with people that you serve and they buy from you over and over again. And the genies can help you do that.
Sweet.
It can facilitate that communication and stuff. Okay, so let's rewind back to the original conversation of the 5-minute like minimum performance standards.
Okay.
So if you got to send an email and you got to make sure the email's good, you can use the email composer Genie, soon to be the email composer DM composer Genie. What?
Email DM composer Genie. Okay, sorry, I thought you said email composer DM composer Genie, and it felt like a lot.
It is email composer Genie with DM compatibility with DM output. That sounds, got to be careful, man. It might mean something we don't
Yeah,
intend, and I'll get busted by the thought police.
be like Sean Combs right now.
Ouch.
Easy, easy, easy. Holy crap. Um, so Stu, what would be some minimum? Okay, I'm busy, but I know I got to put something out to my list. But not okay, but with the thought, let me rephrase that, or let me give it one last caveat. I only got 5 minutes, but I want to add massive value in the time I have. I don't want to just throw crap against a wall, but I want to actually throw a spark out into the world.
Man. I could go so many places here. Something I'm working on today actually is getting the word out that I'm having a Spec Ops triathlon event. Already
Okay.
have everything written up from previous Spec Ops triathlon events. I'm getting that word out. That's going to take me 5 minutes.
Okay.
To get that word out. And it's a fundraiser type of thing for a local community center, so it's just one of those to do things that, yes, it's important, but it's not immediately important. But it's something I'd like to do. So I'm not sure where I could go. I mean, I could crank out emails to a list or make a social media post with that same information, or do both even. Go to the Genie real quick.
What if
Boom.
we did
I could do so many things.
a checklist Genie?
Mm.
Okay. And
Are
5
these
reasons why the Spec Ops triathlon could be the coolest thing you do this spring.
Mm. Okay.
Go
Now
ahead,
we're
Susan.
talking.
What?
sorry, I was gonna ask, are these people sign up for triathlon, are they already know what's gonna be part of it? Or are they just people that are gonna be signing up out in the community?
Well, it's both. We have folks that are doing it just to donate money and not even doing it. They may swing by and watch and say good luck everybody, or they may actually do it themselves and join us. So we have a little bit of both that we're trying to do. So
Is it
trying
the
to raise
Heroes
money.
of Tomorrow? Is it the Heroes of Tomorrow Spec Ops Triathlon? Is that the official
Yes.
name of it? Okay.
Yes.
Did I or Heroes of? Okay. And who's the target audience? Participants and donors?
Yes.
Okay. Participants and donors.
Yep.
All right. Type a list. Let's do ideas, and let's do 10. So I'm just looking for something that you could do to do like a really cool little just quickety split thing.
Okay.
Challenge yourself to a unique and exciting triathlon course that combines running, swimming, and obstacle course challenges. Meet and compete. Feel the rush of adrenaline. Embrace the camaraderie. Enjoy the satisfaction. but support, that's actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
Support a great cause, challenge yourself, unite with others, discover a new adventure, spread awareness. Now it needs a little bit of tweaking, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, in 5 minutes, you could bust that thing out and have a neat little post with a call to action.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've noticed, and Susan, you can back me up or not back me up on this because you check the stats more, but it seems like the stuff that we do where we talk about what and why gets more action than when we just give people homework and give them a list of steps and stuff to do. Like people engage more with stories and with reasons why something's important or a reason why to do something or pay attention than, hey, here's homework.
I wonder how much of that though harkens them back to school years, and it's like, no, I'm out.
Right. I'm here to be entertained, not given homework.
Mm. Yeah.
Now, if I take what you've suggested on my own and do it, and it's therefore then my idea, great.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Um, okay. So that, I mean, that's another thing. Like if you had 5 minutes to come up with something, I'm, I'm always up for the list of whys, a list of steps, a list of tools. People value in a short format, people value checklists and tools and things like that more than they do more education, if that makes sense. Because a checklist implies if I can check off each one of these items, I will get I'll get the result. Okay.
Plus, two, it gives them something potentially to download as well, and you can always have the link where they can go sign up in the download and other things if you need to have them.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. It's a great way. Plus, when you're doing your customer journey and your offers and stuff, they're great ways to add bonuses really, really fast. Um, cool. Hey, we got Jocelyn joining us on X, which is cool. Wendy says this has paid itself over very fast for me.
Oh.
Awesome. Thank you, Wendy. We need to reach out to Wendy and see if we can use that picture and that screenshot of that on the sales letter. Somebody else says, wow, just gave Genie Chat a go. Really cool. Got a couple of paragraphs on stress. Awesome. And then we got some feedback on the idea of having that thing create a DM. I actually really like that. I'm going to
Yeah,
play
that's a
with that
cool one.
as soon as I can, even though I got other stuff going on. Now I'm like fixated on that. That's okay. That's how we have cool stuff. So any last thoughts on just the 5-minute solution for stuff? Like if you were just stressed, Susan, what's your suggestion? What's your thoughts? Like if somebody had a problem and needed a 5-minute solution to it, what would be your go-to thing just off the top of your head?
Go to would be dependent, well, Genie Chat, because I've used it before. And then also, I like the paragraph Genie, just throwing a line in the paragraph Genie and seeing what it gives me back.
Okay.
That sometimes, and most of the time, when I'm doing like in a 5-minute rush, is trying to create the Jim's desk to get you to edit it. So then I go grab something that we've talked about in the past and throw in the paragraph Genie and get something, look at it, send it over to you.
Interesting. And how and where do you grab something we talked about in the past? Like, will you get that from a transcript? Will you just,
Yeah. So
okay.
like this discussion here, I'll may take it and throw it into Otter, then go through Otter and grab out and throw over and see what it gives me.
Interesting. That would be a fun thing for us to do on the next Genie Chat too. You could show, would you mind doing that? Would you mind
Mhm.
showing up and I mean, you'll be there anyway. Do you mind showing that? It's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to see the finger painting. getting the paints out and smearing it around and doing all that stuff. I think that between that and then what Stu with taking the customer journey and throwing that into the blog post would make a really good Genie Chat between those two things.
Yeah.
And literally have you log into Otter and say, okay, this is what I would be looking for. Okay, let me go find this. Let me throw this over here. Let me see what it gives me. Okay, I like that. I don't like that. Let me adjust that
And when I need
kind
a
of thing.
headline, I'll go throw it into the blog post, do blog post just to see what headlines it'll give me. And then sometimes I like that better and I'll send it over. So all of that takes me less than 5 minutes to do that.
Very cool. I love it. So that would be something that I would put out to everybody. And then, sorry, Sue, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to ask if anybody wanted to share in the comments or let us know in the help desk or whatever. What is your favorite 5-minute solution with the genies? That I'd love to know because
Yeah, my conclusion to this puppy, Jim, was to just make 2 quick lists for yourself. One, kind of have the uh, go-to list for when you're just busy and don't have time to do a whole lot of things, right? What are the top 3 things that you can do in those situations, whether it's an admin thing, it's an email, or it's testing out a new Genie?
yeah,
Got 5 or 10 minutes. The other one is, there's sometimes you have time and you just can't think of what you want to do,
right,
right? I would say, for me, in the last 20 years of being self employed, those have been the 2 biggest issues for my business, and me getting things done that day, with any sense of discipline.
right.
So I actually, you remember this, Jim, the old
Oh yeah, I remember when we did
DIY
that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
media or action plan, DIY business action plan. This is a
You
long
mean
to
the
do
one
list.
that went with DIY media marketing?
Yes, yes, that one. I laminated this, Jim, because I have this sitting on my desk still. I pull it out weekly, and I'm like, what have I forgotten this week? Oh, okay, I need to do a podcast or whatever.
Right.
So anyway, that's a that's my go-to idea creator.
And isn't it funny? All those episodes we did in the DIY Media Marketing Academy that got folded into the Jim Edwards method, and we wrote that book. And the one thing that you hung on to was the checklist of what we did of all the cool stuff that you could potentially do to market your business this week,
Yeah.
and choose from. That just proves the point of the checklist and stuff.
Oh man, that's a very good point.
Um, you couldn't necessarily sell that checklist by itself, but as a bonus to something else, people would eat that up quick.
Yeah.
So that's a great point. Okay. Well, I don't have anything else. That was fun. I guess I was going to do you think I ought to try and do the little demo video for the other thingy jigger real quick? Okay. So let me do that. This is something new. This is something that we're releasing in conjunction with some others for a really cool challenge. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to I'm going to do like we normally do. So I'll go home. I'll go full screen, and then I'll do the demo of it, and then I'll kind of do a cut part, and then I'll come back and you guys can ask questions. Is that cool? Um, so okay. So, and is this available yet, Susan, or it's not available yet? We have made
Only
available
made
to
it
the
into the
mastermind.
mastermind.
Okay, so it's only available to the mastermind right now, but at some point we'll make it available. Okay, cool. All right, let's do this. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey, Jim Edwards here, and want to tell you about the LinkedIn About Me Genie. One of the most important things you're going to do when setting up to do business on LinkedIn or trying to take your LinkedIn business to the next level is having an effective About Me section. You do this right, everybody's going to want to talk to you. If you do it wrong, your results aren't going to be that great. So what I want to do now is show you an amazing AI tool that helps you to create a fantastic LinkedIn bio that will help you take your LinkedIn business to the next level. Let's take a look. So the LinkedIn About Me Bio Genie is going to ask you a series of questions. And before we go too far, you can click this link right here under the examples to load the example I'm going to share with you. You just click that and it will load it into the form below. Now, this form is going to take you probably 20 minutes to fill out. Don't try to put a book's worth of information in here. Just answer each one to the best of your ability. And as you do it, things are going to come to you and you can always go back and tweak it. So it's going to ask you some personal and professional identity stuff. What's your name? How do you describe your professional identity, and any nicknames or titles? Now, this one's kind of cool because the way I have this set up, this is going to take on the persona that you put into these two areas, and you'll see how in just a second. So then the next thing it's going to ask you is mission statement or philosophy. It's going to tell it your professional mission or vision, core values, then some things about your professional journey, specific roles, contributions, any major brands or significant projects you've worked on. Now, if for some reason you're like, I haven't done anything cool, then just put none in one of these. But I think if you get a little bit creative, you'll see that you've done some pretty cool stuff. So education and qualifications, I develop AI stuff and I got a history degree. So how your experience or education has contributed to your professional journey, entrepreneurial ventures, key projects, services offered, call to action, and additional information. Then down here, you're going to choose your writing tone. You're going to choose language style. I always recommend starting with concise, and you can always change it. General writing style, you can choose a style based on a style of writing in a publication. And then writing perspective, I recommend first person, so it's writing from you, as opposed to second person, which would be writing to them, third person, which would be writing about you in the third person. But for LinkedIn, you're going to want to do the first person. Once you fill out all this stuff, and probably a couple times in between, you want to go ahead and click on menu and click save and just save it, because then you'll be able to come back later and actually load it. Okay. So now what we do is we click the build button, and this is the neat thing. This will actually write 3 different versions of your LinkedIn bio. And the first one is pretty formulaic. So this is the one that, real business-like people might use, okay? As opposed to the creative one, this one might be a little bit more sassy, just trying to show a little bit more personality. And then the hold my beer option is the one where I've got it programmed to be just a little bit off the wall, maybe show some personality and really try and take on that persona of your identity that you put in above. So all you got to do is just click on the purple button, click for Genie Wish. And now what it's doing is it's actually writing your bio based on these 3 different algorithms. And you'll notice when you read through them that they are following a similar pattern. This is the pattern that I got from my friends Josh and Rachel. And so this is written the way that they want it structured and know that it needs to be structured for really good results. So this talks about me. Hi, I'm Jim Edwards, world-class copywriter, storyteller, trainer, also known as the problem solver. So this one is kind of a little bit more factual. This one down here is, again, a little sassier, a little bit more personality. And then this one down here is a little bit different. So what I want to show you up here though is that if I change this, especially the, oh, and by the way, you can download all of these as a docx file so that you can edit them however you like. So you may see some stuff in one that you like, and since they follow similar patterns, you may mix and match the different paragraphs. One thing I would tell you is probably take the beer mug out of it. Well, you might want to put that in. So last thing is, and just to demo, interestingly enough, when I change this to, I'm known as the wizard of AI. I'm going to click that. Let me build these down here. Now, it may do it. A couple times I've done that. It's written it like I was actually a wizard in my laboratory. It was kind of cool. And for some people, it'd be like, I don't know if I could put that out there. Me, I'd be like, hey, let's give it a try. So you can always generate the business-like one up here. Now, these take a minute. And you're like, why is it taking so long? Why isn't it instant? Hey, give the thing a break. It's working hard to write this thing for you. So let's look at this third one down here. If you're looking for the wizard of AI in the realm of sales copywriting, look no further. So this is where it's given a little bit of a magical thing. So anyway, this is going to help you to do what you need to do to be able to create a unique LinkedIn About Me bio that is going to stand out from everybody else who basically just has their resume in there. So use it. Let us know what you think, and happy bioing. Okay. Any comments or questions?
So I kind of see a hack already for it, for like the mission statement. If they're an elite and they have access, once we release this, when they're an elite, they have access to the authority center, Genie. Then you'll get the mission statement from there to put into here.
You can. I think it would really be an experiment type thing, because if you put in what will happen sometimes with the genies is that it does really well when you give it just enough information, but then when you give it like a finished thing, like here's my finished mission statement, it's just going to like plop that in there and maybe overload it. So it's one of those things where you just want to experiment, and you can't, I mean, it's another wish. I mean, that's, so it's not it's not like it's wrong or right. It's good, better, I like this one best type thing. So absolutely you could do that. But what I've noticed though is that as soon as you get into giving it like a paragraph, this is exactly, I don't know what's going to happen. So now I want to go do that experiment. I want to see, just giving it, 300 words of a mission statement, see what it does.
The other thing I see too, so the persona is the core values, correct?
The persona, what do you mean?
So when you're talking about persona fields, if you fill those in, that's going to dictate how it spits back things to you. Or was that higher?
No, that was the identity.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the identity. This one, like when I changed it to the Wizard of AI, that's when it starts talking about realms and magical stuff.
We ought to send that to the video guy and get him to take that output and make it into one of the videos. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think definitely we're going to need that for my authority site.
And another thing I was thinking along the lines of too is, should we define core values and give some suggestions?
Where?
That's down in the mission statement. I mean, you've got some examples listed.
Yeah, I think it again, I mean, core values, honesty and directness. What we don't want to do is get into where it's like, I'm honest, faithful, true, loyal, that kind of
Right,
thing.
right.
It's you
Like
want to
we
have
put a
a
warning
couple
on
things in
there.
there.
Pick two.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah. Any other thoughts, Stu?
Um, no, you've given me a little bit of, I think, confidence to play around with my LinkedIn. I would say if there's some social media platforms that I shouldn't say interested in. I
Actively using.
I don't use as much as I do with Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.
Right.
I would say the three would be LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Like I rarely ever use any of those,
So
but I have them.
let me throw out a thought for you. Okay. The kids aren't going to be on LinkedIn,
No, but
but
pod,
athletes over 40 are
yeah.
going to be on LinkedIn. And you got hard charging business types on there that would love to be able to say that they train with a Navy SEAL and do all that stuff. So considering the source, there may be some people on there that would be like your ideal candidates,
Oh, sure. And
you know?
you know what I've used LinkedIn for?
What's that?
Podcast guests.
Oh yeah.
I contacted several podcast guests through LinkedIn. So
There you go.
yeah, that
Nice.
was useful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got to wrap this up because we got another meeting got to get to, but this was fun for the last minute, didn't know what we were going to talk about podcast. We actually covered some really cool stuff and came up with some really great ideas. So
Tis
that was
true.
fun. So nice work, Stu. Nice work, Susan. This
Mhm.
was fun having everybody on and getting some cool stuff done, getting some demos and other stuff created. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all. If you're not members of CopyAndContent.AI, you should be. Let this serve as your official warning. Those of you who are already members, you don't have to worry about this as long as you stay a member in good standing. Plan right now is on May 1st, we're going to double the price. We are going to go to $197 a month or $19.97 for the year. If you look at all the stuff we've got now, we look at all the thousands of people that we got signed up, it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I want to help people get results, not just be another SaaS. So that's your warning. So if you're not a member yet, you better run over and sign up. Just saying, you got plenty of warning too.
Yeah, that's a big warning.
All right. So did I say May 1st? No,
Yes.
June, sorry, June 1st, not May
Okay.
1st. June 1st. Sorry, June 1st. Yeah. Susan's like, dude, we didn't say May 1st. We said June 1st. I got jacked up on May 31st and June, and I don't know what thing we're in. Okay, let me start over. Here's your warning. June 1st,
June 1st.
it's doubling. So if you're in at a lower price, you better stay. But it's doubling with what we're doing for people. It's worth a gajillion amount. When I saw that video of all the stuff that we've added and all the things that you have access to, if you just look at the new onboarding email Genie that we created that writes 11 email sequence for
Hmm.
you, if you were paying somebody as little as $50 an email, that's still a $550 value right there using that Genie one time. And let me tell you, if you're paying $50 an email, you're getting some crappy emails. So this thing writes emails that are worth 100, $200 a pop. So we're going to start selling based on the value of the result rather than ChatGPT charges $20 a month. Great. I paid for ChatGPT too. So everybody have a great day and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.